So you got orders to recruiting duty and you want to get a by name request to go to the RS and the RSS that you want to be a recruiter at. First thing you're going to do is put together your professional resume and your bio. If you don't know what that is, get up with your sergeant major with your command or your first sergeant and ask them, and they'll get you a copy so you can fill it out. You're going to take that and you're going to email it to the sergeant major of the RS that you want to go to and the RI, the recruiter instructor, the master gunnery sergeant. In the email, you're going to explain to them that you're interested in being a recruiter at RS whatever that you want to go to, and you have recruiting school orders for whatever dates. Now that's just the basic lazy way to do it. Now I'm going to explain to you how I got to go to where I wanted to go when I went on recruiting duty. Once I got orders to recruiting school a few months before I reported in, I took leave on my own account and went to RS Fort Lauderdale. I showed up in my dress blue Deltas already looking like a recruiter and waited for 1 hour approximately to speak to the RI, the recruiter instructor, the master gunnery sergeant. Once I had the opportunity to speak to the master gunnery sergeant and the master sergeant who was in that RI office, they asked me one simple question. What makes you any different from everybody else that wants to come to RS Fort Lauderdale? We are already successful and we don't need you, so what makes you different? And without hesitation and full confidence, I said, let's go recruit somebody right now. I didn't fill them up with fluff and tell them I was a hard worker and all this other BS. I just simply said, let's go recruit somebody right now. And that was the end of that interview process. The master gunnery sergeant stood up, handed me his business card, and said, email me or call me once a month until you go to recruiter school. When you get to recruiter school, call me every Monday after your 100-question test that you're going to take and let me know how you do. As long as everything goes well, you're going to be our #1 draft pick. The whole meeting lasted about 5 minutes. So I took leave, flew from Yuma, Arizona to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, all for a 5-minute meeting to ensure that I got to go to the place that I wanted to go to. Now, I made that phone call and sent that email every single month until I went to recruiter school, and made that phone call every week while in recruiter school. The only time the master gunnery sergeant ever answered me in an email or a phone call was prior to me going to recruiter school and him assuring me that I was going to go to specifically RSS Fort Myers, Florida, and on the day before district assignment day at recruiter school to reassure me that I was still coming to RS Fort Lauderdale, RSS Fort Myers. To which RSS Fort Myers is now a part of RS Tampa. RS Tampa didn't exist when I was a recruiter. If you can do those two things, you're going to drastically increase the chances of going to the place that you want to go to. And if you're okay with the sense of humor of where you're going to end up on recruiting duty, if you don't do those things, then by all means, more power to you.